Sorry, I'm running a little bit late today. Go check out Trade Ideas. I should be back in a few minutes. It's been a kind of hectic morning dealing with stuff. But yeah, go check out Trade Ideas. Super dynamic, customizable scanners allow you to do a lot of different stuff with these scanners. And the really beneficial thing about Trade Ideas is that you can build your own scanners around these. You can build your own scanners around the different strategies you use. Hold on, guys. My kids are yelling. I'll post that link if you want to go check out those scanners, and I'll be back in a little bit. All right, guys. Sorry, I've been hectic this morning. How's everybody doing? NIO? Huguetes, man. I know you like NIO this morning. Let's look at it. All right, so right now, really, what I see here is I see MLNT and AOBC that look that look decent here. I'm looking at AOBC and MLNT here. They look decent. I'm also looking at we can look at NIO here. NIO is looking pretty strong here. I mean, it's looking pretty strong. We'll see what happens with it. We also have Roku, AMD, Snap, Cron, STM, CGC. We got PD. So we got some options here. IAG, DGLY. IAG looks pretty good, honestly. Gapping up nicely from $3 all the way to $3.50. So not looking too shabby there for IAG. EDSA, Scott. Wow, look at EDSA. Yeah, that one's on the move too. FDA approval. Nice. Alright guys, but I'll be back again. Like I said, go check out Trade Ideas. Super customizable dynamic scanners. Allows you to do a lot of different stuff, and I'll post that link here as well. If anybody wants to check out Trade Ideas, like I said, super customizable scanners. The great thing is that I can build scanners around my different strategies and then use those. And so I'll post this link, and I'll be back in a few minutes. Like I said, dealing with a few things here. Alright, guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. A little bit late today. What's up, guys? Alright. Alright, guys. Oh, man, I'm back. Alright, guys, let's see what we get today. Let's look up some news here, is what I think we should do. Got a little bit of volatility in this market. Like I said, if I pull up MLNT and EDSA, and we got AOBC, we got some decent movers here. So let's go ahead and look up some news. And I can go ahead and flex on people with my reading skills. First one we can look at is MLNT. MLNT. What? Oh. Alright. There we go. Alright, guys. So, MLNT here. Big mover. Huge move. Like I said, up to, really up to 820 right here. And it's still following this range. This is the really interesting thing about MLNT. If you guys remember yesterday when I drew these lines right here, I drew these lines yesterday, and look how well and look how accurate these support and resistance lines are on MLNT. Look how accurate these are. It goes right down to that level, bounces back up to 820, and it stays in that very obvious range. And this is the range I attack on an everyday basis right here. This is the type of range I attack. This one's a huge range, I will say, but you know, this is the very obvious range that I like to see here. So for MLNT, the company reported FDA approval of its Baxdela sDNA for the treatment of community-acquired bacteria pneumonia for MLNT. So positive FDA results. We'll see what we get for that one. We also have EDSA here. We can go ahead and look that one up as well. FDA gives go-ahead to early stage trials. So it's up 140%, and this was earlier this morning after the Toronto-based company said the FDA had given it the go-ahead to start a phase 2B trial looking at a topical treatment for chronic allergic contact dermatitis. And so basically it got the green light for a phase 2B trial for FDA approval, and we'll see where that happens with EDSA. Crazy percentage move. This one's up well over 100%. Really, it's looking like it's getting pretty close to 200% at the very least, or 300%. So we'll see what happens with this one. And crazy mover here. We'll see what happens. So definitely keep watching that one as well. We also have AMD, my baby, looking pretty good here. Up to 31.20 or so. Nice little gap up here. I'll keep an eye on that one. Look for maybe a drop this morning is what I'm going to look for with that one. CGC. Gapping up here as well. And then we got Roku. The SPY looks pretty healthy here. So yeah, let me know what you guys see. We got OPTT popping up on the scanners. OPTT with the big move in penny stock land up to 253 for OPTT. We can go ahead and look up the OPTT news as well. Patent news for OPTT. Yeah, it received a U.S. patent for its power takeoff system for the use of wave energy conversion buoys. Interesting. We'll see what happens with OPTT here as well. SNES. IAG looks good. IAG. We'll see what happens with this one. This will probably be the last one that I look at here for IAG. Not really any recent news for IAG. I'm not really sure why this one's going crazy. If it's a gold stock, it could be on gold prices here. We also have Roku, looks good. But yeah, we got some options today for sure. Yeah, nice little buoy system. We'll see what we get with that one as well. All right, guys, I'll be right back. Like I said, dealing with a few stuff. I don't really want to talk about it on stream, but dealing with a few stuff here this morning. So I'll be back. All right, guys. So we got RAON popping up on my scanners here. RAO or ROAN. Sorry, don't know why I can't pronounce that. We also have JDST here that's looking pretty decent. So we'll see what we get with some of these. Got some options here today. Sorry, guys. All right, guys. So we'll see what we get with JDST gapping down some here, and let's see what we have here. We'll see what else we can find. TYPE, LPL. We'll see how many of these are actually tradable. I think that's the biggest thing to look at today is whether some of these are actually tradable or not. All right, guys. Like I said, let's see how much of this is actually tradable or not. I think that's the big thing today, is whether some of these are actually tradable. So let me look this up. There we go. All right, let's look up to see some of these are actually tradable. AOBC is actually tradable or not. And so that's going to be my main watch today. AOBC is actually tradable or not. And so that's one I will watch, AOBC. We also have, let me make sure you guys can hear me. Okay, yeah, I'm unmuted. We also have, let's see what we get. ZYNE, AMD is tradable. MDRX is tradable. So we got a few options here. COMM is tradable. All right, so yeah, we got a few that we can trade. We definitely got a few options here. All right. And while we're waiting, guys, I'm going to go ahead and plug my website here. If you look at here, this is our website. Go check it out. It's called beginnertrading.net. It's at beginnertrading.net. Go check it out. Let's see here. If you look here, we got a lot of great free content for traders to take advantage of. For instance, we have broker reviews here where we break down specifically no PDT rule brokers. We also have a free day trading course, which if you look here, is on a bunch of different decent topics: calculating risk, reward, and strategies, building trading plans, understanding gaps, VWAP strategies, support and resistance, all-day fades, consistency, bull flags, pennants, VWAP fade, hesitation. And so we got some decent options here. I got to add the rest of these classes up, but go check it out. I'll post that link if you want to take advantage of our free content on our site. We also have a strategy section here where we break down the different strategies we use, short, long. We have a strategy video library. So we got some good content, and like I said, I'll post that link here. It's 100% free. There's the link if you want to check that out. Does anybody know the float of EDSA? EDSA. Alright, I'm looking to see if I can find the float, so give me 1 minute. Let me see. I'll try to find it here. Yeah, I can't find it. Let me see. RDSA. I could probably use trade ideas to find it. Very tiny float, man. That's pretty small. We'll see. All right, guys. So we got a few options. MLNT, AOBC, AMD are my top options here. We'll see what we get. Gonna wait. But yeah, sorry. Like I said, I've been kind of dealing with a bunch of nonsense this morning. It's been kind of hectic. KERN. Wow, KERN does look good, man. I appreciate it. I mean, for AMD, I'm definitely looking at a short for that one, but it also, that kind of depends on what the market itself does here. So the market's up oh, wow. I didn't even, honestly, guys, I completely missed this about the market this morning. Look at the SPY. The SPY has effectively broken the lifetime high, and I completely missed this. The SPY has broken lifetime highs here. So the SPY has broken lifetime highs. I completely missed this. The SPY is up to 296.40s. And so the SPY is breaking highs here. We'll see what the S&P is doing. What's the S&P symbol? INX. Yeah, anybody knows the symbol for? Yeah, most likely why, Sky. That's most likely what's going on here. That's most likely why we're getting all these kind of crazy moves. SPX, appreciate it. Yeah, so if we look at the S&PX, I mean, we can look at the SPY, but if you want to look at the SPX, the S&P, then we can. Again, lifetime highs here for this one as well. Not quite back up there yet, but in the SPY, that's what we got. And if you look at the 3-year chart, this is the lifetime highs for the S&P, and we are right around there now. And so it looks like the market has rebounded here. The S&P, we'll see if it can actually break this here again, but the SPY itself has broken lifetime highs. So very interesting day here in the market, and so we'll see what we get. Very interesting. All right, guys, let's do this. Thinkorswim is out of memory, and we recommend to increase memory limit to 768. All right. Man, I got 16 gigs of RAM on this computer. How much memory does Thinkorswim need, man? It's kind of crazy. But we'll go ahead and increase the limit. Whatever. All right, guys. We got a few little options here. A few decent movers. And so we'll definitely keep an eye on MLNT. I don't think it's tradable for me, but another one to watch is AOBC here. AOBC. And oh yeah, so yesterday when I traded, guys, I ended up bringing my loss down to very small. I think it was like a few dollars, like $3. And so my account's down about $100 from its highs. It's down to 240,320 or 32. And so my account is down a little bit from its highs, but I still got a decent amount of profits. I got about 330. I got about $330 in profits in my account. All right, guys. So, interesting day in the market. We're right around lifetime highs. We got less than 4 minutes. Let's do this, guys. So what's your main watch today? Mine is AOBC is probably my main watch. Looking very good for a short. Same thing with AMD. But at the same time, though, the SPY in the overall market is at its lifetime highs. And so we got to be extremely careful. What's up, Abby? Long time no see, brother. Hope you're doing well, man. EDSA, MLNT, OPTT. Yeah, those look pretty good here. EDSA looking exceptionally strong. MLNT looking strong. OPTT looking strong. Ocean Power Technology. I still remember this one. We'll see what happens with OPTT. KERN here. Let's see if KERN is tradable. We'll see. But we got a little bit more than 2 minutes here. KERN is tradable here. And so we got some options. I'm looking forward to trading today. Going to try to take some big size, have some fun, trade some decent, decent moves here, and we'll see what we get. Like I said, before the bell, go check out our website. We do have some good free content on that website, so go check it out. Check out Trade Ideas, super customizable dynamic scanners. Allow you to do a lot of different stuff with them. And yeah, at this point, we're just waiting for the bell. Gonna have some fun here. Let's do this. WORK, new IPO. Alright, guys, we got about a minute here. Yeah, I'm not even showing anything for WORK. Alright, well, guys, the SPY has dropped back down here. So I'm looking at KERN, I'm looking at AMD, I'm looking at the SPY, I'm looking at AOBC, cannabis plays, tech stocks is what I'm watching today, and we'll see what we can get. Oh, so it's IPOing later today. Okay, that makes sense. All right, guys, we got 10 minutes here. Oh, no, I realized I don't even have my stuff set up. We got a few seconds here, guys. Let's get this rolling. Here's the bell. Good luck, guys. Mitch is going to be here a little bit later today. All right. Well, there's the bell. Let's get ready here. We got We got KERN dropping. Look at AOBC. Like I said, I was looking at this one for a short, but man, this thing dropped quick for AOBC. Look at that monster drop in it already. Very quick drop for AOBC. That's one of the bigger ones I was watching. I'm also looking at CGC. SPY is dropping back down some here, so we'll see what we get here. Looking at Cron, CGC, Roku. Look at this drop on AOBC though, man. Alright, so looking at AOBC, what do we get for AMD here now? But man, such a massive drop for AOBC. Just a huge drop for AMD here. Gonna look for the moving average crossover on AMD. Maybe take a few hundred shares with that one if we can get the cross. Market should be pretty volatile today. CRWD's dropping. AOBC, I mean, if it gets up here to 76, I could take it at 86 for a 10-cent risk. Or 90 even. Alright, I'm in with 200 shares of AMD for the moving average crossover. I got in at about 10, and so my risk is only about 10 cents. I mean, I'm kind of torn on how I feel about AMD here. I'm going to go ahead and get out of this for a $2 loss. I just don't like it for the moving average crossover after this low. Maybe I should have taken some bigger sizing here, but I'm just going to get out of that with a very minimal trade. Now, on the other hand, though, AOBC looks pretty interesting here, and I might just take 100 shares looking to short AOBC right here. Maybe I'm chasing this one a little bit for AOBC, but it looks good for a short. Just a bad spread, though, is the biggest thing. Like, the spread's kind of gnarly for AOBC, so we'll try to let it work. We'll see what we get. The moving average crossover would have worked here, too. Look at this. It's down to 10 cents, which is my target. I just got scared out of it. I don't know what I was really thinking with this one, but hey, it is what it is. CRON running up really nicely here. Big move for CRON. Problem with this one is my risk now for AOBC. My risk is pretty, my entry with the spread is pretty tough. Alright, AMD now, though. AMD, depending on what the SPY is doing here. Alright, yeah, AMD is going to be another short. Alright, so I'm in AMD with 200 shares. We'll see if we get some redemption from this trade now. Don't mind scaling into this one a little bit more. Added another 100 here, and with 300 now for AMD. Honestly, that first short would have been the best one with the moving average cross, but hey. It is what it is. We'll see if we get a breakdown here for it. I'm going to take these moving averages off now just because they're easier to handle and deal with. There we go. That's better. I took 100 off. Probably should take another 50 off realistically here, since it's up so much already. Yeah. Aggravating, but hey. There we go. I took another 50 off. Gonna let that last little bit work, and now my AOBC trade is working out here. It seems. What am I in with 100 shares of AOBC? Yeah. I'm gonna let that one work. Gonna take 50 shares off of AOBC here. AMD is really breaking down nicely for me. Gonna go ahead and take another 75 off here of AMD. Only holding 75 left. Effectively scaled out of it. I'm up decent on the day here. Now that I'm out of that, I can look at AOBC here again. I'm going to go ahead and get out of AMD here. Just finish that trade. Really, it broke down mostly already. So, just going to hold this last little 50 of on AOBC. See if we get a nice larger breakdown here. And I'm not necessarily against adding to my position if it bounces back here. And so, we'll see. I'm only up $9 or so in this account. So, we'll see what we get with it. We want to see that $0.50 hold as resistance now for AOBC. But again, we only got 50 shares left here. Not a bad little trading morning so far. Just going to hold the rest of AOBC right around the $0.50. Well, the last 2 days have been slightly losing days, and so feels good to bounce back a little bit today. Nice, Scott. Congrats, bro. Nice work, man. We also have Cron. If you like VWAP bounces, we also have CRON here. CRON. And there we go, guys. I mean, I'm happy. I've already scaled out of these enough. And like I said, these were the two I was watching. If you heard me this morning, you heard I was wanting to short AOBC and AMD. Those are the two stocks I really wanted to short, and those are the ones I did short. And so they both worked out well. Two nice little green trades immediately here. But with this one specifically, I'm going to see if it can really break down here. I mean, AOBC could really break down. If it breaks the lows here, the ideal goal for this one is the previous day's close at like 909. And so I'm going to let this one break down some more if we can. But yeah, look at the VWAP bounce, like I said, on CRON. VWAP bounce here, you can see that move. Called that one out as well. SPY's pulling back some here, though. So the SPY is pulling back. Only got 50 shares left. We're going to see if we can get it to work here. Ideally, like I said, we want to see this breakdown under the low of the day is what we really want to see, to be honest. So we want to see this breakdown right here. There we go. AMD big squeeze up. Took advantage of that first fade already. And while I'm in this trade, if anybody wants to check out TradeNet, which is the same platform and broker that Mitch and I use, one of the ways I can use such small sizing on here, you see I only have 50 shares left in this trade, is because my commissions when I buy a few hundred shares is like $3 or $4 for a complete round trip. It's ridiculously cheap. There's also no PDT rule with their base package, so you can day trade as much as you want. With the intro account, which is less than $400, you get $14K in buying power to trade with, no PDT rule, pretty cheap commissions, and a lot of other pretty decent benefits of using it. And I ultimately think it's just a much cheaper option for new traders. And so if you want to check that out, if you look in the chat there, I'm going to go ahead and delete this and repost it so you guys can see what I mean by it. But if you want to check that out, I'll post this link here as well. It's a full walkthrough of TradeNet and TAFs where I do break down their pros and cons. And so I'll post that link here as well. But yeah, I think there's a lot of huge benefits. I think it's just a much cheaper option for new traders. And so there's the link if you want to check that out. If you want to sign up directly, like I said, you can get their base package for only $3.99. And like I said, it comes with a lot of cool stuff. One of the ways we keep this stream free, there's that link if you want to check that out as well. But yeah, that's one of the ways I can use such small sizing on here is because commissions are pretty cheap. I'm also looking at KERN here. KERN, look at that beautiful VWAP bounce on Kron. But KERN may be a fade here. I mean, it's right up to the VWAP. We'll see. I don't know if I like the risk in this one. But we'll see. At this point, I'm just giving AOBC time to work. Don't stress it, James. Don't worry, brother. But look, maybe this fade right here on KERN. We'll see huge range for this one. Just a ridiculous range. It's got like an $8 or $9. Really, it's got a $15 range or so. Just crazy, crazy range there. But yeah, what we're essentially doing here with AOBC is we're going to see if it can actually break under these lows here. This is what we're doing. Let me fix this so you guys can see it a little bit easier. So what we're essentially doing here is we're looking for this to break down underneath these lows right here. If it breaks over this high at 950, I'll get out, but I'm looking for it to break under these lows down here. Ideally, I want to see it break this low at 935. And so that's what we're hoping for. Only got a very small share size left, and I've already scaled out mostly on this trade. Don't stress it, James. You'll bounce back, brother. Not really, Adrian. Mostly what I trade is technicals. It's mostly technicals, but I also I use Catalyst to determine whether they're overextended or not. But it's mostly based off of technicals. I use the VWAP a lot. Like my main strategy here with both of these trades that were successful. My main strategy here is looking for a downward move at the open. Looking for a downward move at the open like this. Waiting for a pullback to the VWAP. This is where I jump in short right around here. I jump in short right around this pullback to the VWAP area. Right around there. And then I just look for a pushback. Ideally, my goal, my profit target is almost always this low of the day right here. And you can see that's kind of where I got out of AMD because it moves and pivots and ranges. And so sometimes it's going to break down and sometimes it's not, and so that's why I take profits leading up to that level. Maybe try to hold a little bit, but my main goal is almost always this previous low of the day. And so if you look at AOBC, that's kind of exactly what I did here with this one as well. Big downward move at the open. I waited for a pullback to the VWAP, which we did get here, and this is where I jumped in. And then I just looked to cover it at the previous low of the day, which is right around where it's at now. And so that's kind of how I trade these. They're VWAP fade setups is what I call them, VWAP fades, and they work exceptionally well. Very, very reliable setups, if I'm being honest. And maybe I'm biased because, I mean, they're my setups, but very reliable in my opinion. But just because they work for me doesn't mean they'll work for you. And so just do your own research. Sometimes they will, sometimes they won't. AOBC is looking nicer as time goes on, though. Yeah, no worries, Adrian. Yeah, man, if you go check out our site, like if you look at the link right above you, that's the strategy section of our website where I break down the different strategies I use. And so if you look at that link, Nightbot posted above you, I break down the different strategies I use there. Man, look at AMD though. AMD, one thing I am bummed out, if you guys saw me get into that moving average crossover play on AMD this morning, it honestly would have worked great. It would have really broken down, and that way I could have taken both sides of the move. I could have taken the pullback to the VWAP as well as the previous washout. And so I'm kind of bummed out. I ended up getting kind of scared out of AMD. But my subsequent trades were all successful, so I can't be too mad. Yeah, I'm mostly short biased, Dylan. I mean, sometimes I go long, and like if you heard me earlier, one of the stocks I called out was CRON for a VWAP bounce. And so when I do take long plays, they're just the opposite of a VWAP fade. So like a VWAP fade, if you look at AOBC, it's a downward move, pull back to the VWAP. This is where I jump in short. With long trades, it's the opposite. It's a VWAP bounce. So it's a bullish move, pull back to the VWAP. That's where I jump in long and then look to take advantage of a move like this. And so if you look at Cron, kind of the same thing, just it flipped upside down. All right, and like I said, my stop out level now for AOBC is at 950. If it breaks 950 and holds, I just got to get out of it. I've already banked enough profits to where I'm not really worried about anything for AOBC. Even if it squeezes up, it'll still be a green, a very nice green trade. So at this point, I have made $37 from AMD and about $25 from AOBC. So we got some room, we got some profits. Yeah, Cron's looking super strong here. AMD is pulling back to the VWAP as well. I'm very tempted to take it. Very, very tempted to take it. Same thing with KERN. I mean, KERN is at the VWAP here. Good thing about it is, like, you can use this. It's just such a huge range. And now AMD's pulling back there. And really, we're kind of looking at the SPY here, to see what the SPY does. Nice. Nice, James. Nice way to come back, brother. Nice rebound there, man. But yeah, what we're really getting today, guys, is the SPY. Like, if you look at the SPY, this is what we got. The SPY is choppy. Downward move, pull back, downward move, pull back. And so that's kind of what we're getting. Yeah, I'm not going to make the mistake I made yesterday. One thing I learned from this TradeNet competition is that I am the most accurate in my first few trades. I'm the most accurate in my first few trades. I tend to do really well that first one or two trades, and then everything after that is much less accurate, if I'm being honest. Getting pretty close to getting squeezed out here. All right, I'm out. $56 gain for me today. AOBC just squeezed up a little bit too much, but honestly, like I said, I'm definitely happy with these two trades. My first few trades are usually the most accurate in my trading, and so one of the mistakes I made yesterday was that yesterday I made like $30 on the day, and then I continued trading and ended up being a losing day yesterday after commissions. And so that's one of the mistakes that I've been making here, is that I need to just take big enough sizing for those first few trades to where I don't feel the need to continue trading. And so I think we'll see what we got today. If I find some better setups, I might consider them. AOBC's pulling back to the VWAP here. And so this one's interesting. The biggest problem with this one is honestly the spread. And if I did get in this one short, I would use most likely 75 as my risk. And so it would be about 15 cents from 60 up to 75. And then let's see what the reward target would be. Reward target would be 937, 935. We'll just round it off. So we got a 25-cent reward target and a 15-cent risk. So not too bad there, but not quite 2 to 1. A few years. A few years. All right, so got my account up to about almost 400 in profits now, so I'm still working here. CGC, man, I didn't even notice CGC. My goodness, this one looks good. It looked good up here at least, not anymore, but up here at 50, it looked really good because you could set this level here at like 70 as your risk. Really obvious risk level there, and just a really nice fade. AOBC looks really good here as well, honestly, for a short. Like I said, I could have taken this one and played off of that range, but oh well. Happy with today so far. PHUN. Look at that. I calculated the fade for this one. I even said CGC would be a good fade here too. KERN as well. AMD is a little bit less sketchy. Yeah, PHUN has been absolutely crazy here. Look at that range bound move on AOBC. Just a beautiful range bound play there. Roku has been nicely doing fade. We've gotten a lot of VWAP fades today. A lot of VWAP fades. Somebody's ringing my doorbell. All right, but yeah, we got AMD that's actually back at the VWAP level. AMD is at that VWAP level, and AOBC did end up filling that range gap. And if you guys want to see what I really take advantage of with VWAP fades, this is the range I really attack here with VWAP fades. This range right here, and you can see it, and it's very obvious. Maybe I should have held on to a little bit of AOBC, but I mean, hey, I've had 2 green trades today. I'm not really going to complain. And yeah, so we'll take it. There's the breakdown. Like I said, I think the reasonable level for this one would be the previous low of the day, the previous day's closing price. Not the previous low of the day, but right here would be where I would want to hold this one if I still had shares left for AOBC, right down here. Yeah, we have a Discord. If anybody wants to join our Discord, I'll post that link here as well. Free. Our goal with this is to create a free day trading chat room for traders to take advantage of. And so if you want to be a part of our free day trading chat, I'll post this link here as well for you to join. Like I said, it's completely free, and our goal is to give people a free option. Sorry, Hero. I'm not going to pronounce any words that I don't know what they mean for liability reasons. So sorry, bro. All right, so all basically what you're this all this means is good morning, brother. Yeah, so Ram bio. So sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. I tried. All right, so we are getting a squeeze up for CGC. If I could have taken profits here if I was in it though. What's the best to invest in? It means good morning, brother. Essentially, Sid. It just means good morning, brother. So, like I said, I'll say it, hero. Ram bio. I'm assuming he's meaning it. He's wanting me to say it to his little brother, but yeah, I tried, hero. I tried, man. Yeah, and it's kind of happens, man. We have some decent class, Adrian. Like what we really try to teach here, man, is sometimes you're gonna get stopped out, but if that's happening, Adrian, it probably has to do with where you're setting your risk levels. It probably has to do with where you're setting your risk levels, and we have a few decent free classes, so check those out, Adrian. Like I said, if you look at our site here, um, if you take a look at our site, we do have some really good free classes here. Specifically on risk reward, I can show you guys this real quick, but specifically on risk reward, if you go to free day trading course, we have calculating risk reward and strategies, which kind of breaks down where we set our risk levels, building a trading plan. And so some of these will be really beneficial, I think. Like I said, it's completely free, and I'll post this link here as well for you to go check out. But we have some good classes on kind of analyzing risk and reward and where to set risk levels and stuff like that. So go check those out if you have it. Right, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking if you keep getting stopped out like that, you might be. If you're getting stopped out like that, man, I think you might be giving yourself too tight of a risk. Because listen, it's something I always try to talk about. Is that having a good risk reward ratio is great. If you can have a 4-to-1 or a 5-to-1 reward to risk ratio, then that's great. But you don't want to set an unrealistic expectation for that trade. And so you want to analyze the range, have a reasonable risk level relative to the range, and you want to use the chart to base it off of. For instance, if AOBC has a range like this, which is a pretty big range, AOBC has moved, all day today, AOBC has moved around 70 cents, around 75 cents, right? And so if I set my risk level for 5 cents in this AOBC trade, that might be a little bit unreasonable and a little bit too tight, because the stock has already moved 75 cents today, and that's a pretty big range. And so if I try to keep my risk too small relative to how much this stock is moving, then I'm going to get stopped out almost every time. And so the best thing you can do is analyze the range of the stock, try to figure out what is the best reasonable risk level, and then use the chart to determine that. Because if the range is big, but you're setting too small of a risk, you're going to get stopped out over and over again. I had a guy who would always ask me for help with trading, and, I still talk to him sometimes, but he would always ask for my help in trading. He considered me kind of like a mentor, you know what I mean? And I wouldn't charge him anything, and I don't really charge anybody anything, but he would always ask for my help, and he would explain that His mentality was that he was going to give himself a 5 cent risk max in every trade he got into. He was going to give himself 5 cents of risk in every single trade he got into. And he would message me and say, "Hey, John, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I keep getting stopped out. I keep getting stopped out. I don't know what I'm doing wrong." And what I eventually told him was that you're probably setting way too tight of a risk. You know, if your risk is too tight, if you try to give yourself 5 cents of risk with a stock that has a huge range, then you're going to get stopped out every time. Some stocks move 5 or 10 cents just in normal flow. You know, say a stock has a $2 range. Look at what was the other one that we were looking at? I can't remember the other one we were looking at, the other stock. But some stocks have a huge range. Like, well, what was the other one? MLNT. You know, MLNT just in pre-market in the last day has a pretty big range. You know, MLNT in the last few days, in the last 2 days, this thing has gone up 400% roughly, 400%. And so if you try to give yourself a 5 or 10 cent risk with the stock like this, you're going to get stopped out almost every single time. And so it's about having reasonable expectations and not, you know, I know it's kind of scary to give yourself a 30 cent risk, but you want to compensate for it. Like, for instance, if you're giving yourself a 30 cent risk where you usually give yourself 15 cents of risk, then, you know, use half the share size. You know, compensate for the added risk by using smaller sizing so it evens itself out. And that's ultimately how you're going to find consistency in the first place. And so that's the best advice I could give. Sorry if I rambled a little bit. I just think it's important for traders to understand that aspect of trading, which is compensate with smaller sizing, analyze the risk, give yourself enough risk to actually allow for the kind of normal flow of the stock. And if you use a larger risk than you're used to, just scale down a little bit in size. All right, guys, we got Mitch here. I'm going to go find my headphones. But yeah, we do have Mitch here. Yo, what's up, man? Yo, what's up, Mitch? Can you hear me? All right, I'm going to throw you up for a second while I find my headphones. Here you go. All right, guys, here's Mitch. Oh wait, hold on, brother. Hey, hold on, man. The volume's not coming out. Oh, let me find my headphones real quick, man. Sorry.
What's up? What's up? All right, guys. You guys see QCOM holding there above that 73. Definitely not going to short it now. It needed to reject that 73 there, and I would have took it short. Got to catch up. Got to look at some charts. Don't like that. I don't dislike HCZ here if it can bounce in 91s there. $250,000 shares going through there at 1887. 250K. Look, it needed to come back to 1890s though. It said goodbye. CGC. Yeah, I would honestly wait and try to get in the 50. Then you could risk up to 60. And I think 61 is a better risk spot for that one.
I just realized that I was muted on OBS. Sorry, guys. Look at maybe Kron too. Kron looking pretty strong for a VWAP bounce if it can pull back to 1650.
All right. Let's see if we get this push here and for it not to break those 75s.
I don't like MU after yesterday, man. I tried to trade it yesterday. I ended up coming back by trading. What was the one I traded yesterday on the comeback? I think it was CGC or Kron. But and so only ended the day down like a small amount yesterday, but it was a red day, so 2 red days in a row up until today. But but MU, I just don't like MU. I definitely don't like it as much as AMD. AMD is one of those stocks where I've gotten really used to trading it. You know, AMD, I look for the moving average crossover that would have worked today. It fades almost every single day. Like if you look at AMD first thing in the morning within the first 15 minutes, that first fade of the day on AMD is super accurate. It's ridiculously accurate. Like that first fade within really the first 5 minutes of every market day. That first fade on AMD works almost every single time.
Looks like I missed there.
Look at CGC, man. I'm telling you, bro. CGC. There it goes. Do it, man. Buy Apple, Mitch. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Whopping $6. What's up from Brazil? Home of Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, man. I'm a fan. Igor. I've always wanted to go to Rio de Janeiro, beautiful country. I'm still wanting to go there.
All right. She's looking better. Gonna get short here. Got the starter there. Look to increase as it gets to this 73.16 and look for the rejection. 73.20 is right now risk. Want it to hold right about here. Start rejecting. Not over 20s. Quick rejection there off 20s. Hand on the trigger just in case we get some to fill in there.
Yeah, I mean that 20 level is super significant, and so I don't want to tell you to let it test and then have it end up backfiring on you. But just look at the low of that opening range.
Just need to be 22 right there. Anything fills in 21, 22s, I'll get out.
Yeah, just look at the opening range. I'm sure that's where you got the risk from anyway, which looks like a solid spot. That opening range, first candle. And so, like, all I'm trying to say is they might test it a little bit, I think. There we go. Yeah, see, there it goes. And that's why setting your risk at that level, that's why Mitch and I both kind of look at those levels. They're very obvious. It's something I went over the other day in a video where that opening range low is one of the most solid risk levels to give yourself. Like if you could draw that line like from the bottom of that just so people could see what we mean, that low right there. And if you look to the left at that green, that first opening green candle, that's the low I'm talking about. And again, look exactly up to that level, and then it gets rejected. So it goes almost exactly up to that level when you look at it. And now the trade's super easy for Mitch because he has a very obvious top. And if it breaks that level and holds, then it's pretty safe exit. But if it maintains under that level, then Mitch can stay comfortable in the trade.
Yep. Looking for a bounce here to go ahead and add.
Look at Kron, man. Kron, I might want to jump in. I might jump in like a small trade with Kron. Like 50 shares here. I like it.
Will you take Kron BWAP bounce?
Yep. I like it. I don't mind scaling it with 100 shares and then maintaining that risk level on Kron.
Man, that's impressive with a great breakout. AMRN. Not a good breakout there.
I'm kicking myself for not getting in CGC. That was the word, man. AMRN.
Yeah.
I'm liking QCOM though. As time goes on, it's looking better. Yeah, that was a nice little breakout for sure. All right, so I am in with 100 shares now for Kron.
Ugh.
Looking better for you. Let's get that break under 73 for you. Now we'll see if we get that bounce on Kron here. Not a bad little VWAP bounce play. We'll see if it works. There you go. There we go. And there's Kron bouncing a little bit. Look a little bit better for me. Yeah, I think you're at a pretty good spot. It's just got to break under 73 for you here. That's the biggest thing. Is that it's just got to
Yeah,
get
I
under
think
that
we'll
73.
get one more bounce, and then if we get that rejection, I'll get the ad. If it flushes here through and gets to 72.80s, then we just gotta let it work.
Yep. Yeah, everybody hit that subscribe button as well if you haven't already. Mention I day trade live on stream every weekday morning. We're really the only people that do it like this. And so hit that subscribe button. Show your support for us with what we're doing here. Trying to be the most transparent people in the game. Hit that sub button. Click the like button. And yeah, let's keep killing it in the market. Alright, so Kron's looking weaker here. I'll give it some time. CGC with that range bound move, man. I'm telling you, I can feel my style of trading change to be more, not necessarily a breakdown trader or a breakout trader, just more of a range bound, you know, not a scalper by any means, but a range bound trader. It's just what have been really working for me. That looks good for you here, bro.
Yeah, just gonna look for a bounce here to reject off 73.20s, and then I can go ahead and hit an ad here.
Dylan says, ever think of trading with your subscribers? I'm going to be out of your way if I do down.
One that I like for a VWAP rejection here is going to be ANF. ANF
Abercrombie.
was up yesterday, and this is a stock that's been hit continuously.
Yeah, Dylan. Honestly, Dylan, I'd be down, man. Honestly, I got to go meet Mitch, though. I've never Mitch is my partner. I've never met him in person.
All right, guys, you should start seeing some breakdowns happen now. I like SWKS, but I'm already in this trade. SWKS has a good risk point right there, right above it, and a pretty decent risk to reward.
But yeah, Dylan, let me know, man. Like I said, I'm in North Houston. You know, I'm right around North Houston, man. So, you want to catch a beer one day, man? We could do it. Honestly, and I'm gonna be within the next few months. I'm going out to Colorado to see Mitch as well. You know.
All right, guys, have that order out there. You guys see it sitting there, trying to take some near this low here. It could bounce right here at VWAP, but I'm giving it the chance to break down a little bit further before I take my first profit. Don't
Yeah,
mind if it bounces up here and then rejects.
looks pretty good.
Got to give it the chance now.
Yep.
Let it work.
Yeah, I really like that one. I mean, I think I don't know if you mentioned this in the level, but you should be able to get it down to like 72.25 if it breaks down fully. All right, so we are getting a little bit of a. Can you hear me, Mitch?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, we should get a. We are getting a spike up here for a CRON, and so I'm gonna look to scale out of it if it continues to push up. But I only got 50. I only got 100 shares now, so
All
make sure
right.
to look for a bigger breakout.
It's near that point right here. All right, guys. Going to cover 300 shares there. Covered 300 shares there. Look to get the rest down to at least 46, if not down to that 72, 28. I'm expecting a bounce here to 73s. 73s could be the bounce. Captured there $93. Looking for a bounce to add the 300 shares right back in near 73. Needs to be better than our average cost. So that way we stay and we can keep the risk on this red bar. So where this crackdown happened, we can't let the stock get back above that crackdown. So that crackdown happened right here at 73.08. I expect to bounce to 73, but we don't want to let it get back up here to those 08s because then it can turn bullish again.
You can even consider adding back to it on that bounce up. One of my favorite things to do is
Yeah, that's what I'm literally trying to do. It just
um,
needs to be at 73.
because like well, that's one of my favorite things when a stock puts in a very obvious high and it looks like it might reverse and then it puts that and then it gets rejected and washes out like that. That's one of my favorite things in trading because it just shows a lot of weakness and everybody else senses that weakness. And so adding back on the bounce would make sense, I think. But yeah,
Yeah.
Dylan, let me know, man. Let's if you ever go out to Colorado, we can all get together.
Yeah, I like that A and F. Uh, Looking around. See if there's anything else.
All right, Kron's going up to 74 here. Just to show you guys my window here. This is my window here. I'm only up a few bucks. I only took 100 shares, and so I'm just going to look to get a little bit larger gain from this one. It's up to 99.50. If we can get up to 80, I'll probably just take it. But we'll see. I might take 50 off if we can get up to 80 or so. There we go. There's 77s. Not too shabby there.
All right, let's see if the SPY can reject here again. I expect it to do like a VWAP fade, come up to that 29.86, and then we don't want to see it hold 296. It could touch it, but we don't want to see it hold. Holding means that it's going to reverse, and the SPY could reverse on us completely, and all these short patterns that you see can immediately go away.
Yep.
So I'm expecting a little bit more of a push. It's going to push at least towards this breakout point. I want it to get up there to that 73.05, then just quickly wrap around and start making its way right back down to the 73 mark.
Yep. Yeah, I like this one. For QCOM. Looks good.
One of the key things is I got $93, and why not put it at risk here? I always believe in the VWAP fade that you should increase risk when working. This is working. We got a clear definition of risk, know exactly where we can go off of, and this is the times that you can go ahead and start adding. When you don't know the exact trade you're trying to trade and don't expect the move, those are the ones that you want to take your time and kind of size into it. We're going to see QCOM here just come on down probably to 73. And if it flushes through that 73, then we just let it go. It didn't get up there to 73, so we're not going to go ahead and chase it. We're just going to continue holding the shares we have and look to get to the low of the day. Here comes a push towards that 73. Let's see if we get volume to continue on through it.
Looks good here. All right, I sold half of my CRON trade just to show you guys in this one. Just a very small time scalping trade. Just gonna hold the rest, break even probably, and you know take it for the day. We'll see what we get, but nice little VWAP bounce. Happy to bounce back from yesterday. Yesterday, the day before, kind of break even days, really so. But after commissions, it kind of dwindled my account down a little bit here, and so nice to have pretty much 100% accuracy today. I've traded technically 4 times. The first trade I was in was AMD's moving average cross, and I got scared out of it, but it actually worked really well. But just to be honest about it, that was a losing trade. I lost $2 on that trade, but the 3 trades since then have all been successful and profitable trades, and so not too shabby here. Yeah, 100% Sid. It's something I do all the time, which is I just rush. I say, "Oh, this stock looks good," and I jump into it, and then I looked at the long term. I might then look at the long term chart and realize that it's not as good as I thought it was. Maybe it's overextended on the downside, and just not the right move. And so it happens for sure.
Right. Think I'm going to get a flush here to the 50s.
Yeah, man, I think you got some room with this one, at least down to 50, but maybe down to 72.25 as well with that
Yeah,
$200
50
level.
is like kind of that last little gainer to just let the rest of this just kind of work its way.
Yeah.
After that, I'll make sure that it comes down to that 72.30s. See if we can get a little flush through these 60s. There you go. Broke the 60s. There's the
Yep.
55s. Order out at 53 to cover here.
Yeah, looks good.
Looks like we might get a bounce back here. I'm going to give it a chance.
All right, hero. Have a good day, bro. Later, man.
All right, SPY breaking down there. Looking good for me here.
All right, if SPY's breaking down, I just gotta be careful with CRON. I'm about
All
to
right.
probably.
Looking to take 100 off here, guys.
All right, I got out of CRON
All
on the
right.
rest.
Don't want
Break
to be
even.
greedy. There you go. Took 54s there. Took 100 off there, guys. Paid myself. Now I'm up 145.40. One trade of the day. That's all it takes sometimes.
Yep. Looks good, man.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Another
like
one
I
I
said,
another one I like is SWKS. That's still available. But go ahead.
oh no, I was just gonna say I got out of that last cron trade, the last bit break even, and so I'm up 62 on the day. But yeah, like I said, here's my trade log. Not too shabby. With all of these positions, let me throw it up here. Most of these have been green, so I'll take it. You know.
Yeah, I'm really glad you guys were able to see, the complete entry there.
Right, for sure.
See me hold to the risk. It went right to my risk. You guys see me put the hand on the trigger to get out, and I don't get out. Why? Because the shares don't fill on the time in sales and just showed up on the level 2.
Yep. And that's the beautiful thing. It's something that Mitch and I experience all the time, which is that when we get that confirmation like QCOM here, when it goes right up to our risk level, doesn't hold over it, and gets rejected, it gives me so much more confidence in that trade. Because then, number one, like I always say, and I probably sound like a broken record, but when it does this, it makes the trade really easy. You know, like Mitch had that level at 73.20 that he said before he even got in the trade. And then when it went up to that level and got rejected, it just makes the trade much easier. We know where we got to get out of it, and we can just let the rest work. And if it moves up and breaks that level, really easy exit. But as long as it maintains under that new high, then you can stick in the trade. And that's the best thing. And this is a great example of it with QCOM. It's one of my favorite things when I'm trading fades is getting that confirmation in my risk level. Hey man, thanks James. Appreciate it, brother. Thanks, man. Yeah, man, it's been an exciting time. You know, as a trader, I've been having fun, man.
One of the real good things about this trade here is that we're getting towards that 4-to-1 return. And that's really what we want to be getting, guys. If we're able to accomplish 4-to-1 return, then hey, you're doing more than your job here.
Yep. I'm starting to really consider CGC. I might take CGC with 50 shares here, and maybe I'm being a little bit more active than I need to be. But I mean, the setup's there. The setup's there. And so I'm going to look to take maybe 50 shares of CGC. Just like Cron, if it moves up to my level, maybe consider adding to it. But I just really like it here. 50 shares, so very small size. And then I can use that 57 risk level. So I'm only risking $10 in this trade. So regardless of what happens, I think I'll be okay with CGC here. Main goal is really 43 here. And so I like CGC. We'll see if we get a decent little gain here for this one. It's putting in lower highs as well.
Yeah, James, you gotta hit me up when you're over here, man. We'll see. Maybe I get you on the stream.
Honestly, man, I was talking to my buddy yesterday, Mitch, one of my friends from Baton Rouge, and we might make a ride out there in the next month or two. We'll probably fly out there and maybe stay for a few days. But yeah, we're gonna make a trip out there. Um,
For sure.
yeah, it'll be fun.
I think we're gonna get a bounce back to VWAP here, guys. If we do get a bounce back to VWAP, you for sure know that I'm gonna go ahead and try to hit an ad here and try to knock this stock back down. Maybe risk a little bit of my realized profit. It's called risking house money here.
That's correct, Sid. So at least everybody's different, and it's all subjective, and everybody's a little bit different with these type of moves. But I always talk about it like if you watch my risk reward class, one of the things I always talk about is letting it test. You know, you could even to compensate for it, you could even set your risk level 1 or 2 cents higher because a lot of times, you know, when we set a risk level, we're looking for the most obvious reversal point, and sometimes it's going to test that level. And if it holds, it's even better for the trade. And so I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with letting it test, but I do think it's subjective, and I think everybody's different and has their own preferences.
Oh, SPY looks weak, man. SPY looks weak, guys. Little part of me is about to take another trade. I just don't. I hate like doubling up on a position. Um, it's usually trying to kind of either make a ton of money or just wipe out your day. So
Sure.
gotta make that decision real quick. If I would attack, it would have been AMAT. AMAT looks great there. SWKS. Those two stocks near VWAP, giving you an ability to have that near VWAP entry always gives you your strength because VWAP is such an indicator for long and short traders.
All right, so there we go with CGC. This is the one that I'm really super tempted to take some bigger sizing with. I only took it with 50 shares, but just I might pull you down for a second and just show people this, and I might actually make a video about this. But like, this is the range I typically attack with these, just so you guys can see kind of how, really it's kind of how I did this green streak, like how I maintained that green streak. The green streak is over now, but these type of moves with specifically CGC, like this is how I do it, and it works exceptionally well. So if you look at CGC here, you can see this very obvious range here. You can see this very obvious range. And what I'm doing is I'm shorting it around the top, and then I'm covering it at the bottom. And you can just see that range just build up over and over and over again. Just put a new high, new high, new high. And then at that point, I'm just shorting it around the top right here. And then covering it, and then we're going to look for a bigger breakdown down to this previous low at 43 for the whole dollar. But like I said, these type of moves are extremely accurate. And if you think about it, like I said, the only trade that was a losing trade for me today was that VWAP, was that moving average crossover, and it ended up actually working out as well. Like, it was actually a successful move. I just kind of I was a wimp about it. But everything after that has been successful, and these moves especially are extremely, extremely accurate. And so just super reliable. And I've been doing these over and over again. And so they've been working, man. And so I'll just keep alerting you guys, and hopefully they keep working. If not, we can always move on. But yeah, this one's up nicely. I'm up around 15 cents. We're going to see if we can get that larger breakdown here. I might even add to CGC if it gets back up to like 35 to my entry and just maintain that same risk. But if I do add, it's only going to be like 50 cents. All right, so now that I did that, I'll go ahead and throw Mitch back up here. Let me see. Where you at, Mitch? Where's your video? Ah, there you are. All right, there we go.
All right.
All right, all right, all right.
All
We gotta be
right.
careful though, man. Matthew
I told
McConaughey's
you.
gonna hit
Y'all,
us with a lawsuit, bro. He's
he
copyrighted
already
that.
hit me up.
He's trademarked that phrase, man.
He said, I got you.
I'm gonna hit you with that lawsuit, man. Trademarking stuff, man. Matthew McConaughey, gangster up in here, man. Um.
He said I remind him of Young himself, you know?
Oh yeah. Dazed and confused, Matthew McConaughey.
Hey, how'd you know?
Hey, man, that's him, man. That's him. All right.
All
Look at
right.
Roku. Look at the fades on Roku today, man. There's a reason I always watch these same stocks. I watch CGC, AMD, and Roku every
Sure.
single day. Look at those fades on Roku, man, just over and over and over again.
Yeah, man. He's dropping the spot.
Yeah, and I think that's actually what's giving us all these fades today. And it's a good lesson, honestly, on extension, right? So you look at the SPY. The SPY's breaking lifetime highs. It's up a ton. Everybody's bullish. But it's a little extended on the upside now because it's been moving up the last few days. And so what happens today? We get a huge washout back down. And it's just a little bit of a compensating move. Because we had such a strong upward move the last, really the last 3 weeks or so.
Ooh. You see that SWKS? That was pretty.
Can you ask me which broker I'm using? So I'm using TradeNet and Tef's Laundry. I'm using TradeNet and Tafts. If you look at that link that Nightbot posted right below you, that's a link to a walkthrough of them where I break down their pros and cons, and they do have some, they do have some good benefits. TradeNet comes with their base package, their intro package comes with 14,000 in buying power. There's no PDT rule. You can day trade as much as you want. There's also pretty cheap commissions. I'm taking 50 shares with some of these. And one of the ways I can do that is because my commissions with 50 shares is like $3 for a round trip. Just ridiculously cheap. There's also no PDT rule. You can day trade as much as you want, and I think it's just a much cheaper option. It also comes with a trading course and access to the trading chat room. Like I said, very similar to a prop firm. There is a profit split of 70-30, so you keep 70% of your profits and they keep 30%. But I think since they're giving you so much buying power, it just makes sense. I think it just makes sense.
All right, gonna get a hard bounce here to the 73s, and then I want to see a quick rejection. Once I see that quick rejection, I can hit the short again off that 73 mark, and then hold to that 73. If it gets back above that 73 and holds, then we'd have to get out the trade. But I do expect a little bit of a spurt here as the SPY bounces back from that wash. We want to see the SPY hold the support.
I was just going to say, there's TradeNet's pros and cons link in the chat if you want to check that out. I do break down their pros and cons, so there it is in the chat if you want to see it. All right, guys, so I'm thinking about adding another 50 shares here. I built up a decent cushion on the day. I'm up 65 bucks. And so with CGC here, I'm thinking about adding... Maybe I'll give it a little bit of time here, but we're putting in lower lows. I just want to see it maintain back down to that 43 range if we can. We'll see. Sorry, I got my charts in front of Mitch's. There we go. That's better. Alright, so I just added another 50 shares to CGC here, and I'm in with 100 shares now. We're going to look to see if we can get a breakdown. Very small risk. I'm only risking about $10 in this trade.
All right, guys, this is what I call an intermediate pattern here. When you get that one up, that two up, usually hold support right here. It's going to try to shoot up one more time before it fades away. If it fades away right there, that's still money in our pocket, so we don't stress it. But we usually try to count these rejections, and 3 is usually strong enough to hold after that. It's the rule of 3. I talked
really
about
good
it.
Class on it.
Yeah, I talked about it a lot in our recent class on bear flags and bear pennants. Even if you don't trade short, I definitely would take a look at that class. Combined with my bear flag, you should definitely start obtaining the knowledge of what the rule of 3 consists of and how you could be using it to make your trades easier and more confirmation in your trades. I definitely don't think it's something to trade 100% on, but combined with a pattern like the bear flag, bear pennant, bull flag, and bull pennants, you can use the rule of 3 to go ahead and take capitalization on the market. This is a pattern that I saw repeat consistently and eventually kind of made my own kind of strategy towards it. And understanding that bull flags and bear flags usually make 3 runs to the support or 3 runs to resistance. And then we're going to see the opposite of the trend hold. If it's on the long, we want to see that 3rd support hold. If it's on the short, we want to see that 3rd resistance hold.
Yeah, I just posted it in the chat. Great class. Really breaks down kind of the flag slash pennant patterns that Mitch trades that he kills it with a lot of the time. And so go check out that class. There's the link in the chat. Completely free. Go check it out. Right, so we're getting a little bit of a breakdown here for CGC. Like I said, I got 100 shares now, keeping it pretty tight with my risk. I'm only risking about $10 in this trade, so regardless of what happens, we'll see if we get a larger breakdown here is what we're kind of shooting for. I like this range type of move.
Yeah, I thought we were going to get a little bit more push there. It only went to 92, so I wasn't that excited. I'm looking for more of a move up here in 95s, 97s, so that my risk comes down to 73. I don't want my risk to be right here at 96, immediately get in and then immediately get out of the trade. I want to give myself a chance. It needs to be somewhere up here so that I could risk right above it. SPY trying to figure out if it wants to continue going down or it wants to come back to VWAP.
Oh, you see the message I sent you on Discord earlier, Mitch?
I don't know. Maybe.
Sorry, bro.
No, it's maybe.
Here, I'll send it to you good. Here.
The 8 a.m.? Yeah, I see it.
Okay. All right, so still waiting on CGC here. I could, get out break even here. I'm just going to let it go to my risk. Yeah, I got you, Jorge. So yeah, if anybody, that's a great idea too. Appreciate you reminding me. TradeNet also has a free demo challenge, and the way this works is that they give you a $10,000 demo account to trade with, and if you can make over $500 in net profits while following the other rules, you win yourself a free intro package, $500 value through TradeNet. And so it's completely free to enter, and at the very least, you're at least going to get a free demo account for a few days at the very least. And so it makes sense. There's nothing to really lose with it. And again, you have the chance of winning a free account with TradeNet and TEFs. And so if you want to check out the demo challenge, I'll post that link here as well. And like I said, I don't think people really have anything to lose. If, you might as well try it because, you could win yourself a free account. And so there's the link if you want to check out the demo challenge as well.
All right. It's getting
Nice,
interesting
Sid.
here.
Killing it today, Sid, man. Nice work, brother. With QCOM, I think it looks really good here after it got rejected right there.
Yeah. I was a little slow. I had my hands off, so I'm waiting.
I know, I'm telling you, Sid, man. If you can start to understand kind of the pullbacks with shorts, like kind of how to jump in on pullbacks with shorts, then it's like an ATM machine, man. At least for me, I love shorting. It makes a ton of sense. It works exceptionally well, and it's one of the reasons why I kind of stopped going long as much. And I went, like I said, I took one long trade today. I hear an echo, Mitch, by the way.
Yeah, there's a small one, yeah.
But shorting just gives you so much more opportunity, in my opinion. That's why Mitch and I kind of gravitated towards shorting, and it just works, All right, we're getting a
What's
little.
really keeping me out is I was expecting a spurt there in the SPY to the VWAP, or at least to the resistance line, and it's just holding bearish right now.
Yep.
It's not even moving back.
So I took another half off of my CGC trade that I added to, and like I said, another green trade. So that's 5 green trades today. I think. I think that's 5 green trades, 1 losing trade. So we'll see if we get that full breakdown to 43. And it kind of just goes to show, like Mitch and I have a little bit different of styles, but both of them work.
It's just I think it's mainly has to do with time, experience, effort.
What our different style?
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
that we make it work. You
Right.
know, because a lot of traders are going to trade differently.
Yep.
You can be trading the same strategy, yet still trade very different.
Right, and that's what Mitch and I do. Is like one thing I've noticed about Mitch is that Mitch likes to get in his VWAP fades a little bit above the VWAP, like a little bit above the VWAP. That way, he has better risk reward. And I like to get into him sometimes, honestly, a little bit below the VWAP just in case I miss it and it ends up washing out below. And so
Nope.
Mitch watches QCOM, ENPH a lot, HTZ a bunch, and I watch CGC, AMD, and so it's just we have different styles, and that's okay because they both work, And even though we're trading essentially the same type of strategies, we trade them a little bit differently, and I think every trader has to find their own. They have to kind of come to their own in terms of their style with trading. You can't just copy somebody else and just steal somebody's style because their style might not work for you. And the best thing you want to do is just kind of find how you like to trade. Figure out what works the best for you, and then just rinse and repeat that until it stops working.
Saw 200. What is that? 200? Yeah, 200,000 shares fill at 72.70 for QCOM. That's a lot.
Yeah.
I'm seeing the SPY run here, and that's why I'm not adding. I'm seeing it push back up here. So I'm expecting a sweep. If it sweeps down, let it go. Just let it keep breaking down, and we'll hold it down to the low of the day and get it down to the 72.30s.
I don't really use hotkeys, Dylan. I don't really use them. I don't need to use them necessarily. Like I think if I'm trading momentum-based scalping plays, hotkeys are going to be beneficial. But for me, I'm trading not necessarily. I mean, I'm trading range-bound, longer-term day trades, and so with that, I don't necessarily need hotkeys. I don't think. I'm not saying they're not going to be beneficial. I just, me personally, don't. I don't really necessarily think I need them. All right, we're getting a really nice breakdown here for CGC. And again, I'm only holding 50 shares left of CGC, and one of the ways I can trade such small size is by using TradeNet because commissions on TAPS and TradeNet are super cheap. They're like 0.006 cents per share. Just there's a lot of benefits to using it, and so if you want to break down of their pros and cons, I'll post that link here as well. Or no, if you want to just sign up, I'll have this link here. You get it for $3.99, the intro package for $3.99, and so it's honestly pretty cheap. And you get 14K in buying power, no PDT rule, a lot of other cool stuff. So there's that link if you want to check it out. I'm seeing if we can get a breakdown to 43 here. Like I said, I'm only 50 shares left. This is my trades today, so not too shabby here.
All right, see some bearish trades going there in the SPY, but I'm not going to chase here. I'm looking for a bounce. That's it. One that I was watching, IOVA, small breakdown there. Not much yet, but I was watching that one. Oh, that one was nice. That SWKS I put out,
I know I was watching that one a minute ago.
beautiful.
Yeah, man.
It was just hanging out there at BWeb. It was like, do you guys want to take me or no?
Nobody? Nobody? Yeah.
Nobody, nobody. All right. I'm gonna
All
keep
right.
going now.
Right, I'm just going to fade anyway. All right. So, like I said, holding CGC. Let's see if we get this breakdown here. I'm going to make about 75, 80 bucks on the day, I'm thinking. We'll see if we get the bigger breakdown, but not too shabby of a day. Not a bad rebound. Coming back from those initial losses yesterday and the day before. Still green in my account. After this trade, I should be up, I want to say, almost to $400 in net profits. We'll see.
All right. Anything to view at for QCOM, we're gonna short.
Yeah, kind of what we got today, Fishbone, is we got the market pulling back some. I mean, if you look at the SPY, and this is what I talked about earlier. I'm going to pull up my chart really quick, Mitch. Let me know if you need me to throw yours up. But yeah, so if you look at the SPY here, and this is really what we're seeing. So if you look at the long-term SPY chart, right? Like if we look at the daily chart on the SPY has been bouncing since the 3rd of June. So the SPY has been bouncing for the last 17 days. And so naturally, especially since we're breaking highs here, it's going to pull back eventually. And even though the SPY broke those previous highs, I'm not surprised to see it pull back some. And if you heard me on stream this morning, what I was saying was that I was looking at shorting AMD because it was up so much. It's a good lesson on kind of extension in trading.
One of the biggest things that I'm starting to learn, I've been in the market now close to 4 years, and I'm really starting to see that it's like they say, the market is 2 steps ahead. So let's say yesterday, everyone thought that the Feds were going to come out with dovish and do cut rates, right?
Yep.
So everyone was watching and watching, waiting for the breakdown. And out of nowhere, we got a huge spike. And instead of everyone just kind of following along, thinking that the market was going to go to new highs, you had people trying to short that spike because they thought they knew better than the market, that they were faster than the market,
Yep.
that they were going to outsmart the market. But really, the market's 2 steps ahead. It made its move up, faking out all those shorts, going up to the high, and then today showing what signs in pre-market? Bullish signs. So to do what? To capture more longs. And then you get an immediate washout. Why do you get immediate washout? Because trapped longs. And so what do they want to do? It wants to get all those trapped longs, and it wants to wash them out. So it goes immediately to the support and bounces.
All right, I'm gonna put my chart up here a little bit just so if I make a video today, I can get the exit on video. So here's my chart. Let me see. CGC down to 09. Like I said, $80 on the day. Yeah, I mean, to me, shorting just makes sense. To me, shorting just makes more sense. I think that it fits better with my personality, in that overall shorting has been a lot easier for me to pick up than longs. Honestly, when I learned long setups, until I really got to the VWAP bounce, because I do think the VWAP bounce works pretty well, all things considered. But I think that up until I really learned how to trade, I really struggled with long setups. I really struggled with them. There's a lot of tough things in the market, and I think that the problem lies in that a lot of traders are looking to trade like penny stock breakouts, because that's what's advertised to new traders. Think about it. Like, what do new traders get shoved in their face every day? They get shoved penny stocks. Say buy penny stocks, 5 million% gains. Buy my penny stock course. I
Do you
make
want
5 million.
financial freedom?
Yeah. But that's what gets shoved in their face. And so at a certain point, it's like penny stocks might not necessarily be the best move here. Sometimes normal mid and high cap stocks are easier to trade and ultimately more reliable than penny stocks. But new traders see, oh, this guy's making $1 million trading penny stocks. I want to trade penny stocks too. And penny stocks are one of the harder forms of trading. They're the more volatile. They can trap you easier. They can cause bigger losses. And so it just, to me, and I know I'm biased, but to me, penny stocks don't make a lot of sense for new traders specifically because they're a little bit harder to trade. And I know it's easier to advertise a penny stock course than it is to say, "Hey, buy my boring mid and high cap stocks." But at the same time, it's just going to be better for new traders to learn how to just trade regular stocks first. Because again, penny stocks are they're a little bit sketchy, and they're harder to trade, they're more risky, and it's just people get stubborn, like new traders get stubborn and say, "No, no, I see all these gurus trading penny stocks, and so I want to trade them too." But again, I think that your odds of success are worse with penny stocks, and so I'm just being real about it. I'm just being real as a trader that actually achieves profitability, and that I did the process live. Like I did the entire process live of me turning the corner and being profitable. Like I streamed for years before I really was. And now that I am, I kind of understand the road that it took me to get there. And that road, like I said, includes saying goodbye to penny stocks and focusing on mid and high cap stocks. Because penny stocks, it's hard to explain. And I'm sorry for ranting here. But for instance, think about it like this, right? With my mid and high cap stocks, Mitch and I can watch the same stocks every day. We can learn how those stocks move. We can learn, what kind of patterns work well for certain sectors and certain stocks. And we can attack those stocks and kind of have a consistent lineup of stocks to watch every single day. To where penny stocks, you don't really know which ones are going to move every day. And they most likely aren't the same ones that moved yesterday. And so you're not going to be able to learn how they move as well. I mean, you can, but it might be a waste of time because they might not move again. And so, to me, like I said, I'm biased, obviously, but to me, mid-cap stocks work the best. And hey, if you want to learn to trade penny stocks, if you bought a penny stock course and you paid thousands of dollars for it, more power to you. I'm not saying don't learn it. I'm just saying the odds are more stacked against you with penny stocks. That's all I'm going to say. Sorry for the rant. I know. Sorry for the rant. But I do think what my point there has a lot of, validity. All right, so I'm in CGC, trying to let it break down under 43. If we can get that breakdown under 43, it may give me a much bigger gain here. I would love for this thing to break down another 30 or 40 cents, but who knows? Part of me wants to add some size so I can try to get over $100 in gains today. I'm at 84 now, but I don't think I'm going to get greedy. I'm happy with my $84, $85 gain. All right, there's the break under the whole dollar. It's testing 43 now. See if we can get it down to like 42.90 maybe. We'll see.
Like that down move for IOVA. Big size in there. Knocking it down to 2290s.
Yeah, here's the crack under the whole dollar. There we go.
All right, guys. Should get a little bit above VWAP, and then we can go ahead and hit this.
For IOVA, you said?
Yeah, I saw that crack there with some good volume.
I'm giving this one for CGC a little bit more time. I'll probably just end up exiting it pretty soon here. So trying to give it some time to really break down. But I think I've gotten a pretty significant gain with this one already. In my opinion, they do, Mr. Fish. In my opinion, and everybody's different, and everybody has their own preferences. But to me, they do. I just have much better results with them, obviously. And not, I'm not saying all penny stocks are bad. I'm just saying they're more risky, they're more volatile, they're a little bit less reliable, and they're harder to ultimately predict. At least me. That's me. All right, Wheel. Have a good day, brother. Later, man. But yeah, so it's all by preference, and I don't want to dissuade. I don't want to, dissuade you from trading your own niche, your own niche or niche or whatever you want to call it in the market. I don't want to dissuade you from doing that, because everybody's got to find their own style. But at least for me, penny stocks just don't work as well. And like I said, I'm probably biased, so do your own research. Just for me, at least, they don't work as well. And again, I'm super proud of myself because I feel like nobody else in the trading world does what Mitch and I do. What Mitch and I do. Nobody else shows everybody everything like this. They might pretend to, but nobody else does. And it's been a fun journey. It's been a
lot of traders are actually scared of doing this.
Yeah, it's gonna hurt their brand, man. Let's be real. It's gonna hurt their brand. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of this CGC. It's bouncing up here. I don't want to hold it. Nah.
All right, guys, let's get this bounce to see what we get in high up to.
But yeah, it's gonna $80 on the day. That's it for me today. Not a bad day. $80. I'm gonna throw Mitch back up here. But yeah, nobody else does what Mitch and I do because, again, like Mitch said, they're scared because they know it's gonna hurt their brand. That's one of the reasons we get so much hate. That's one of the reasons we get so much hate is because nobody really does this. Nobody shows what we show. And they do it for a reason, and they do it, like, let's be real here. How many times have you seen other YouTubers or gurus or whoever just post an never-ending green days? Like, and I'm not talking, like, this last few weeks was my best green streak. But I streamed it all live. And so I couldn't fake it if I wanted to. But how many other YouTubers do you see? They don't stream, and they just constantly post never-ending green days. But they hide everything else. They don't show you their P&L. They don't show anything. And so they hide everything else. And they do it for a reason. And again, I'm not trying to hate. I'm not trying to start drama. But it's just, as a trader, it's kind of self-evident what they do. And my goal, regardless of whether we win or lose, is just to be real with people about everything. Because when I first got in, I saw a trader that did AMD, MU Snap, and another one like every day. It was annoying, but he was making money. So yeah, 100%, man. And people can hate on me, and they could say, one of my most common questions that people ask me is, why do you like AMD so much? Why do you like AMD so much? The reason why I like AMD so much is because it works. It works with my strategy, Yeah. And if it works, man. I'm not gonna, Like, look at my largest gain today. Look at my largest gain. If I throw this up here, look at my largest gain today. My largest gain is AMD. And it works, and I stick to what works. I don't care if it's boring. I don't care if I'm not making 1,000% gains like all the other gurus trading penny stocks. I don't care if it's not exciting. It works. It works, it's reliable, and I'm consistent when I trade it. And so, I don't care what anybody says. I'm going to keep doing that. It makes me money. I'm going to keep doing it. And I think it's pretty self-evident why. And so, point is, you don't necessarily have to be like the pack. The pack in trading is penny stock traders, almost solely penny stock traders, momentum-based penny stocks. That's what everybody else in the trading world is advertising and doing. You don't necessarily have to be like the pack. In some instances, it's not the right move, especially for new traders. I think new traders should trade normal stocks first, and then if they build up, once they kind of train themselves and condition themselves to make the right decisions, then they can maybe move on to penny stocks. But until then, I think that it sets a bad precedent. Yeah, appreciate it, guys. Well, you know us here. We're kind of like a podcast slash trading thing. So what's up from Minnesota? Let them know how we do it here in the stream. Yeah, man, we try. We try. And all I'll say is like, you know why nobody ever can, people hate on us. They hate on us for a number of different reasons. But whenever we go on win streaks, they're silent. What's up, Scott? Me? Today, I am up $80 on the day. Had 5 successful trades, one $2 loss.
All right, hit a little ad right there. 400 shares.
Oh, also, guys, join our public Discord. Our goal for this is to create a free day trading chat room. And so if you want to be a part of our public Discord, um, like I said, Mitch and I just try to give everybody everything for free. That's our goal, is just to give people everything for free. That's kind of what we do here. So if you want to join our public Discord, I'll post this link here as well.
All right, guys, if we see this crack through the 75s, I'm going to hit the ad for the home run hit.
No, it's a live. They're both live accounts, twin. All right, hold it down, Mitch. Text me when you're done. I'll close the stream down. But yeah, I gotta go handle something, brother. So hold it down.
No stress. I'll give it a shot for sure, Scott. All right, nice hard rejection there off of 89. Now we want to see the SPY break through that 295. Let the SPY head down here, and I'm going to hit the ad for the home run, guys. Watching the SPY. There we go. Let's see if it cracks that. Some good volume going in through there. There we go. Big size in there at 78. 32,000 shares at 78. All right, guys. Looks like we're going to crack these 75s. All right, guys. In there for the home run now. Risk is 89 here, guys. Risk is now just above here, where we understand risk should be. All right, guys, we want it to come back down to these 57, 60s, and then we could take some off. Look to take a little off there at 62 here. All right, guys, not going to get greedy here. Going to take 500 here at 65s. Now we can leave the rest break even, guys. Break even. We're now break even. We're going to hold right here. We're at 81, but we're going to hold to VWAP here. We don't want it to come back to VWAP. We want this to flush through to the low of the day, and we'll take the rest of the shares at the low of the day. If not, we come back to break even and we stop out and we take our $200 gain for the day. That's the great thing of trade ideas, a trade net. Sid, reason I was able to get 1,000 shares is that buying power. Guys, see what it's holding up here in the 62, 63s. That's why I took profit there. I could see it just kind of geometrically right here going to hold this. This is our out now, guys, and we're going to let this work here. There we go. SPY tumbling there. That should definitely help us, guys. Man, look at that SWKS. What a call out, guys. That move is more than a 70-cent move there for only a 20-cent risk. Targets could be down to 43, but I'm looking for the low of the day, 32, 33. Yeah, somewhere in that area, Sid. There you go. All right, we're going to take a little bit here, guys. Let it get down to the 45s. Break that. It's heavy right now, so we want to let it continue. You feeling it, Sid? You're feeling it, man? That's why you got to just relax, man. You know, hands off. Look, hands off, man. There's no need to stress in trading. You know, once you know your plan, just remember that that's what you need to focus on. It's not about when I should take profits and not. To stick to my plan. Let it work. I'm glad this is just as exciting as it is for you guys as it is for me. I'm seeing the SPY work there. As long as the SPY works, we shouldn't cover.
All right, I am back. Uh-oh. We look to be doing pretty well here with QCOM.
SPY continuing to look weak.
Still looking good here for QCOM, man. Nice work.
Yep.
Yeah, you're holding it way past where I would have held it, but that's probably the right move. I bailed out of CGC too early, so probably the right move.
Hey, man. I already took some more profit. I hit the ad. I took 500 off more. I'm up $200. There's no reason to rush towards this profit. Even if I get stopped out and I don't get this $120, that's fine. I'm trying to make it down to the low of the day.
Hey, that's the level I said too, man. The low of the day at what is it? 25, right? 72.25. That's the level I was talking about way earlier, and that's why Mitch and I we do have some differences in how we trade, but there's also some similarities. And specifically with VWAP fades, one of those big levels that we're constantly attacking is that low of the day. That previous low of the day is such a huge level. But I'll be back, guys.
Mr. Fishbones, one of the things I'll talk to you about that. I know you're seeing the correlation in the SPY and the stocks that I'm calling out right here. But the biggest thing is, and it's one thing that John and I had to learn from experience, is that the SPY has a tendency of when it's very volatile, like it is in this market right now, in this recent market, that's when you start seeing all the stocks kind of follow the SPY. Reason being is that the overall market itself is making moves, not just one stock. And so when the overall market is just making big headways and big moves, you're going to see other stocks do the same. And so if you're able to start seeing the patterns that all the stocks are holding, like we clearly saw today, the bear signs, then you're able to at least head in the right direction. If you trade in the direction of the SPY, you're going to have a lot higher probability getting yourself in a good position. A lot of traders have a hard time getting through the holding. You just have to make the realization that that's what you're going to do. And if you make the realization, then if it comes back and stops you out, you can be okay with yourself as a trader because you know that you're sticking to your system. One of the best things I think I did when I was really struggling to hold my trades was I stopped judging my trades 100% on win and losses. I didn't even care. I didn't even hold a win rate, a win streak. I didn't care how much money I was winning or losing. The only thing I wanted to do was tackle my strategy and then hold my plays, like hold them to the complete plan. If it stops me out, boom, it stops me out. If it keeps going, it keeps going. But this is how you start seeing that the mathematical advantage is on your side. And you don't want to definitely take it and push it onto the other side. So you see QCOM coming back up here, but it's really not worrying me because the SPY is still down, still hasn't made its way back above that 295. All right, guys. Some people will add here at that VWAP. They'll add right there and hold their risk. I'm going to go ahead and I've already hit my ad. I've hit some momentum shares. There's no need to put more risk on in this trade. Now it's either going to just work for me and get down to the low of the day, or it's going to work against me and it's going to stop me out. But I'm not going to go ahead and put money at risk here. Earlier, I was more than willing to put money at risk, put the house money at risk. Now that I've taken $220, you got to get that gain. You got to keep that gain. So you're not going to go ahead and put that up to risk. That's how you hold, and that's how you get down to your best levels, is that you realize this is what I'm going to do, regardless if it goes my way or not. All right, guys. So you see this right here? This is the pattern that we want to see hold. So we don't want to see it get back up there to that 85. Anything really holding 81s. I'm at 81.36, so pretty much 82. We want to see this come right back down to the 72.60s. That's going to show confirmation and that we can get down to those 72.20s or 72.30s. If it gets back above here, opens a new candle, shoots above 80s, we'll just get out of the trade. And we could look to even get back in the trade, but you're not going to let yourself lose that gain. Got to be ready to get out if needed. 79.74 is there for the SPY. The candles are getting tighter, but it's still down at the bottom. All right, guys, gonna have to cover here. If it gets to 85 here. All right, there you go. Just look for a small pullback, and then we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. There's the pullback to the limit. We'll wait. 85s are out here. Might just be a fake out right here, so I'm gonna wait and get a full signal. 87's filling there. I'm out. All right, guys, we'll take that 177, take the gain, celebrate the gain, and that's what we do here at Beginner Trading. We try to put ourselves in a position to take that big gain, and if it doesn't come, it doesn't come. You take the realize, you move on forward. The real key is this trade will work out over time. Over time, we will get this move down to the second level. 500 shares down to that level today would have made us what, guys? Let's calculate that and why we held to that limit. 72.32s would have got us about 50 cents. 50 cents on 500 shares, that's an extra $250. That $250 would have brought us up way past $400, close to $500, giving us a mathematical advantage of 4-1 or higher. And that's what we need. That's what we need to continue doing. You got it right, Sid. That's really what it is. This moment is the moment to bail. Reason why? It's getting too risky. It's getting too much on that reversal side. And we've taken enough money from the trade not to have to fight this trade. You know, if we didn't have money, yeah, we might have to hold to the 73 mark over here above this high. But I'm not going to go ahead and put that money at risk, seeing as we've gotten down moves. 1, 2, 3. Haven't broken that down move here, and we should have broken that move here at 72.44s. Just didn't get down there. was looking to cover down. As soon as we broke down through that support, we were going to get down to this support here, and we were going to cover in this area. But that's it, guys. That's going to be it for today. I'll go ahead and I'll text John to wrap up the stream. But if you guys have any other questions, please hit us up on the Discord. That's what we have. The Discord really is that we want to teach you guys and get you guys to that next level. The only way we're really going to get to that next level is by working together and breaking down the strategy to helping you guys get to that next level. If you guys want any specific videos done or any specific topics covered, please let us know so that we can work on that and get it out as quick as possible.
Yep. Have a good day, guys. Go check out TradeNet. I'll post that link here as well. If you want to see a full walkthrough of them where I break down their pros and cons, like I said, 14K in buying power, no PDT rule. You can actually day trade with no PDT rule. Pretty cheap commissions, a lot of other benefits, trading course and chat room for less than $400. If you want to check that out, there's the pros and cons link to TradeNet. And like I said, there's a lot of huge benefits for new traders. You could also check out the demo challenge where I break down, that's completely free to enter. And at the very least, you get yourself a free demo account. You have the potential to win a free intro account. And so there's that link here as well. Somebody's asking for the Discord. I'll post that link here one more time. Here's the Discord link if you want to join our public day trading chat. Here's
all right,
that
guys,
link
like always, keep working on your skills, keep developing them, and beginner in, beginner out, guys.
Yes, sir. Have a good day, guys. We'll see you all a little bit later. Go check out Trade Ideas one last time. Trade Ideas. There's the link above. I'll post a different one here as well if you want to check that out. So here's a Trade Ideas link. Super legit scanners. Definitely the best scanners in the game, in my opinion. There's the Trade Ideas link. Go check them out. Yeah, the payouts from what I've seen are pretty legit. You can request one payout per month, and it generally takes about 9 to 10 days to get it. But yeah, good luck, guys. Nice job, Mitch. 2 green days for both Mitch and I. We'll see you all a little bit later. Have a good day, and good luck in the markets, guys.